Thanks for joining us. Our good buddy Matt Lee is here, and recent stats for real estate in the Kingston market have been released. We'll be breaking through these numbers of November stats. Traditionally, November, December, a little bit of a slower time.
November's
for the
okay.
market.
December will slow down because Christmas, and
Yeah.
you start getting into that mid-December time, it tends to slow down.
Well,
but November's it's doing well.
I saw you out earlier this week downtown showing
It's
someone
been.
something.
I mean, honestly, it's still going. I think that when you start to get into that frigid temperature of, you get into the minus 15s, things will tighten up a little bit. But we do get that investment market where Queens and St. Lawrence are doing their sign-ups for May 1st. So
Right now?
Yeah, for the rental. So then
Okay.
all of a sudden parents are looking and saying, okay, well, are we going to have our child go in and look at doing a lease, or are we going to buy something? So like that market is actually just kicking off. So there's different stages in Kingston.
Okay,
So yeah.
let's take a look at the first set of numbers here for November stats for the Kingston area. We're looking at quantity sold, Matt.
Yeah, so we're basically 7% up. We're at 296 in 2019. Directly back, November 2018, there was 277. So we are up 7% in sales. So that's quantity, the amount, and we keep going that way. It seems like we're continuing to see those numbers. We did have a fall off, and I don't know if you remember, but in September and October we did have negative numbers for the amount sold, but now we're back up again.
Looking at a year previous.
That's
from
right.
those
So we
months.
look at September, and then we go back to that September in 2018, and now we're doing the exact same thing. November 2019, November 2018.
Okay.
So we're jumping a year.
Let's look at prices from November this year to November last year.
So this is a big one. I mean, we're looking at this. This is a median
Wow.
sale. I take the average. So a median is just take the top couple out, the bottom couple out, just so you don't skew the numbers too much. So 2019, the average median price is $358,000, and last year, when we were talking about these numbers in November, it was $323,250. That's 11%. So we're up 11% in pricing across the board. Looking at comparing to last year.
That seems high.
That's a high one. So we've seen these numbers over the past where it's been 6%, 5%. 8 seemed to be the norm this year. When we were looking at these, we would see 7, 8, 9s throughout the summer, throughout the spring. 11's a high one. And I think that what happened was, I think that we had that kind of downturn or lack of sales in September and October. And I think that when that picked up again, then maybe that it was doing a catch up.
Do those numbers include condo units?
Oh yeah. We're looking at residential pricing. So condos will fall into that. Housing, semis, towns, all of that will fall into that piece.
Let's take a look at now quantity active in terms of the November numbers.
So the numbers actually don't look too bad. I mean, we're looking at 2019. There's 21 on the market. So 2,121 listings are on the market. Last year was in 2018. It was a little bit more, 2,167. So when we look at that, we're down 2% in listings, which isn't too bad. I mean, we need to, it'd be nice to be up in the 25 to 27 to give people some variety, but we are going through that 3-year low inventory. And the days on market is 41. So DOM means days on market. Yep. So that means that you're looking at it and saying, okay, they're not coming on the market and they're not selling, not all of them, this week. It's one of these things where there are properties that are sitting on the market and they might sit there for 60 days. There are properties that will come on the market and they might be gone in the first week. There might be people holding offers to say we're going to allow people to get through, and then we'll look at offers at the end of the week.
That's an interesting stat compared to the median price stat, which for 2019 was 358,000, but days on market 41. You would think that
it would be smaller.
Yeah.
Well, vacant lots are included in that as well. So you look at different pieces. There are properties that will sit on the market and maybe they're priced too high, or maybe there's something wrong, or there's different reasons why something might sit on the market.
Okay.
And those get bunched into that. And if something is sitting on the market for a year, then all of a sudden that comes into that days on market, and all of a sudden it takes that 2 weeks and it pushes it up because you're doing an average out of all these prices. So like if you have a few listings that are sitting at a very long time, then that will cause that days on market to increase.
Our last set of numbers here, Mr. Matt Lee.
So the sales to list price ratio, which means how much did the property sell for in comparison to what it was listed for. So we're looking at a 98.12% average sale price. So
That's good.
Yeah. So like, you know,
Matt's always busy. His phone's ringing.
Yeah, I know. So what we're looking at normally would be, so it's 400,000, and you take $8,000 off that. So I mean, that's what you would see, because it'd be 2% removed, and that's what you would be looking at. So
Kingston doing good.
we're doing great.
Doing great. Thank you so much, Matt Lee.
Real estate tips brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.